up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Listen, before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content. Share and like the video as well, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right. So we're gonna hop into this video. Now, in this clip, this woman is telling other women that they should be mean to men. So we're gonna play what she's saying, y'all, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents. Y'all definitely chime in the comments below. Let's get into it. Here we go.
There are no rewards for being nice to men. Being nice to a man is not gonna get you anywhere. So if you're gonna deal with them, your best bet is to be mean. Be mean to them. They respect you more. You got to keep them on their toes. They got to think you crazy. They got to know you don't play, because what's the alternative?
Listen, what do you guys think about what she had to say? Because I think it's a bunch of BS. You know, I think a lot of these modern women are continuously spewing out horrible advice to other women. And I say this over and over and over again. These women experience something and then they just run with it. And they just assume that that is the case and that should be the overarching answer to what other women need to be doing based off of their experience. You can't generalize stuff like that, because every woman, once again, every woman is not out here experiencing that. There are women who understand how to reciprocate what they're being given, and every man is not out here mistreating women and treating them bad and doing them dirty. So if you got a good woman, why would she turn around and start treating her man badly and start being mean to him just because she said, or she had an experience with a man that she felt like probably took advantage of her, and she felt like she wasn't mean enough and it didn't work out? So now you're encouraging other women to do that, but every woman's situation is not the same. I really want women to understand this, that they're putting out horrible advice or giving horrible advice to people who may not share your same sentiment and may not have gone through what you've gone through. Because one thing I've learned with women, you go through something one time and it tore you down. Now every man is an example of the experience that you had with that one man or 2 men or however many it is, because you keep picking the same type of dudes but looking for a different outcome. And there are a bunch of women out here who are married, who are in healthy relationships, who have not experienced what you're saying. So that wouldn't be good advice to a woman who has a good man who treats her well. It wouldn't be good advice to tell her to start treating him mean, because that's the only alternative. That is so ridiculous to me. I just don't understand it. And you know, this is why I stand on what I say, and I continue to say it, because something needs to counter this horrible advice of these women who have dealt with horrible men, and they're just assuming that every man is like that. And I said this in one of my previous videos. That is not my experience, and that's not the experience of a lot of women. All we hear on social media is women complaining about men. Oh, they'll do you this dirty. Oh, they'll do this, and you can't trust them, and you need to be mean to them, and you need to treat them like this and keep them on their toes. No, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe to cause you to be single. And any man that cares about you and want to be with you and want to build with you, he's not going to treat you horribly if you got a good man. The problem is these women are picking these horrible men, and once again, because it's your type or somebody that you're more interested in and they're interested in you, and you're getting the brunt end of the stick because, or the hard end of the stick, because he's really not that into you. A lot of these women are going after men based on certain criteria that doesn't have anything to do with a man of character, a good man that respects and loves you, a man who wants to be with you. They're going after men who they want more, who they are attracted to physically, who may do it for them and is their type. And they keep going after these same guys, and these aren't the best men for relationships. And I wish a lot of women would be honest about that. And you know, a lot of times they meet these guys and they know what these men are about. But because you are physically attracted to them and that's your type, you continue to forge a relationship with them. And then when you get done dirty or they treat you any old kind of way, then you're upset. And now that label is placed on every black man or every man out there. And that is unfair, because I know for a fact that that does not equate to every man. That it is not every man out there. There are a lot of men who respect and love their wives, love their woman or whoever, whatever their relationship is. And they would not treat her bad or do anything. They're just there to support and love her. And she should do the same. So I really wish going forward, the rest of 2025, 2026 and beyond, that women would stop generalizing their poor experiences or the poor choices that they've made onto everybody else. And this is why it's so difficult for women to accept that there are good men out here and that people have good relationships, because all they're being fed is this bullshit and this toxicity that these women are putting themselves through, and that you don't have enough common sense to vet a man and look at who he is and get to know him enough to know whether you should pursue a relationship with him or not. No, everybody's jumping in too fast. Everybody's getting to the D. Everybody's wanting to have sex and not really getting to know the person. And what happens is you get what you get when their true nature reveals itself. Now you've created feelings, you're in too deep, and then now you're mad when their true representative comes forward and start treating you like they would normally treat you, and now you're pissed about it. I just wish a lot of women would start saying, you know what, this is my situation. This is not for every man. I know there are women out there with good men. I know there's some bad ones, but this is my experience. The men that I pick are this way and XYZ. Don't put that on every man and start telling women, ladies, treat them bad. Do this. You gotta keep them on their toes. No, that doesn't apply to every man out there, because every man is not that way. And we gotta be more realistic. Just the ones that you pick are like that. Every man is not like that. So we got to stop generalizing these statements and putting this out here and telling women to respond, because that's horrible advice. That doesn't apply to every man. It applies to the men that you chose, apparently, and maybe, that's something you had to do in order to either keep him or get him in line or, keep the relationship going. But that's not something every woman has to do, and every man is not out here, acting out or treating women horribly and all of these things. And I think, once again, it all goes back to women picking wrong. They choose the wrong guys because they choose men based off of superficial reasons. They choose men off the things that really don't matter. And women hate to admit that they choose the wrong men, but then you almost as if you're trying to change him into what you think he should be, and you can't do it. We got to stop doing that, because that is just unfair to the good men who don't act anything like that. And this is why when they hear the men who are, or you see men with their wives and their families, they feel some kind of way. They want that, but they don't know how to go about getting it, because a lot of these women are very selfish, and you're looking at the things that don't matter. And so when you go after a relationship solely based on the things that don't matter, you get the raw end of the stick, because the things that matter, this man does not possess. But he's fine. He's 6 feet tall. He might make a certain amount of money. He got swag, but he don't give a shit about you. So I just think it's a lesson to be learned. And I think women need to start paying attention, or you're going to be by yourself while other people are going to be married and thriving. And that's just how it's going to be. And if that's something that you want, you got to change the way you think and how you go about relationships, for real. So listen, I'm gonna leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new content, and definitely let me know what you think in the comments, you guys. So that is it. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.